The hunt for clean energy, it takes us to some pretty wild places, right?
It really does.
Today, we're diving into the world of, well, bacteria.
Bacteria.
Yeah. There's this super interesting research article all about how these little guys, how they could be the key to unlocking some crazy new possibilities with, get this, photosynthesis.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's incredible, the things they're discovering.
Right. And by the time we're done with this deep dive, you'll know exactly what this discovery means. Not just the how, but the why it's such a big deal.
I'm excited.
Me too. Okay, so the article, it basically dives into some huge breakthroughs in bacterial photosynthesis, specifically something called purple bacteria. Ever heard of them?
Yeah, vaguely. Photosynthesis, though, that's usually about plants, right?
Exactly. That's what's so fascinating about this. We think plants, but turns out bacteria, they were way ahead of the game, like billions of years ahead.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they were doing photosynthesis long before plants even existed.
So, I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since high school biology. What's the deal with photosynthesis again?
Basically, it's like the ultimate energy hack. You take sunlight, you turn it into chemical energy.
Right.
It's how energy gets into pretty much every ecosystem on the planet.
And bacteria were the first. That's wild.
Right. Okay, so bacteria photosynthesis, why is this such a big deal?
Well, because they've been at it for billions of years, right? They've had a lot of time to, perfect the process. It's incredibly efficient, way more than anything we can do right now. And that's why scientists are so excited. If we can crack the code how they do it, we might be able to, copy it.
Like create artificial photosynthesis.
Exactly. Imagine that, creating clean energy using the same process that's been powering life for, forever.
That's incredible. So there's this specific type of bacteria they focused on in the study, right? Rhodobacter blasticus, what makes it so special?
Well, it's really good at adapting, this Rhodobacter blasticus. See, it can actually switch between different energy sources depending on what's around.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just reliant on the sun.
No, and that's actually what makes it so interesting for photosynthesis.
I can see that, yeah, being flexible like that.
Right. It suggests that whole system they've got for photosynthesis, it's got to be super efficient. It's evolved to, survive anything.
Makes sense. And speaking of their photosynthesis, the article mentioned this intense microscope they used to study it.
Oh, yeah. They use something called cryo-EM. Stands for cryogenic electron microscopy.
Cryo-EM. Catchy. Okay, but what does it actually do?
Well, you're basically taking pictures, right? But super, super up close, so detailed you can see individual molecules.
Wow, really? That's insane.
It's like, imagine freezing something in time and then getting a magnifying glass that lets you see the atoms.
Okay, that's a visual.
Yeah.
But why go through all that trouble? Why is that level of detail so important here?
Because before, all we had were, rough sketches. We knew the basics of bacterial photosynthesis, but not the nitty-gritty,
Oh, so this gave them the actual blueprint.
Exactly. Now we can actually see how all those proteins fit together, how they capture the light and turn it into energy.
So it's like we're, reverse engineering a superpowered solar panel from bacteria.
Basically. And get this, 2 big things they found. One, there's this protein complex, right? Key to the whole process. Turns out, in R. blasticus, it's flat, surprisingly flat.
I wouldn't have thought the shape would matter that much.
But it does. That seems to be a big part of why they're so efficient at grabbing and using energy.
Wow, the little things.
Right.
Okay, so flat protein, that's one.
Oh.
What was the second discovery?
So most bacteria like this, they have this specific protein part of their photosynthesis toolkit. R. blasticus, it's missing.
Missing? Is that bad?
No, it's more like it found a workaround.
A workaround? How do you even work around a missing protein?
Well, they've got these extra light harvesting subunits. It's like, instead of one way to do it, they've got a backup, and it's even better.
So they're like the super efficient version. That's pretty amazing. But how do we go from tiny bacteria to, I don't know, powering our houses?
No.
Kind of mind-blowing, right? Something that small could hold the key to, a whole new energy future.
It is pretty amazing, but figuring out how to, actually use this information, that's the next big challenge.
Right. It's one thing to see it under a microscope, but another entirely to build something from it.
Exactly. But that's what's so exciting. One idea is we basically use R. blasticus as a model.
A model, like a blueprint.
Yeah. Design artificial photosynthetic systems, mimic what these bacteria do, but on a larger scale.
So instead of those big solar panels, we'd have bio-inspired systems?
Exactly. Or Think about it this way. We could use what we've learned to make our current solar technology way better.
Like solar panels 2.0.
Think about it. What if they could capture and use light as well as our blasticus? That would be huge for clean energy.
Oh, absolutely. No more relying on fossil fuels. But this Professor Luning Liu, he mentioned even more, right?
He did. He was hinting at completely new ways to generate clean energy, inspired by all this.
See, that's what gets me excited. We're not just tweaking what we already have, but coming up with stuff we haven't even imagined yet.
And it's all thanks to, a tiny little bacterium. It really makes you think, what else is out there?
Right. What other secrets are these microbes hiding?
It goes beyond the energy applications, too.
Sure.
I mean, our blasticus, how it's adapted, it really shows the power of evolution. Billions of years in the making.
It's humbling, in a way, these tiny things, they've figured out so much.
Definitely. Gives you a new perspective, right?
Absolutely. Well, if you're as blown away by this bacteria breakthrough as we are, we've got a link to the original research article, Architectures of Photosynthetic RCLH1 Supercomplexes from Rhodobacter blasticus. It's in Science Advances. Go check it out, dive into the details, and who knows, maybe it'll spark your own curiosity about the hidden world of microbes and the incredible potential they hold. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.